There's gold in them dar hills, and today, maybe I might just find it. You never know.
Living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever.
Welcome to Gold Fever Adventures. I'm Jack Tucker. I'm out here in the Arizona desert. I'm exploring a new area. I want to see if I can find some gold. You know, you can go to areas where gold has been found before, and you might get lucky and find a piece of gold. But to get off the beaten path and to check out new areas and explore, you never know what you might run into. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm out here on a new area. I have been out here before, and I did a little bit of metal detecting on the road coming up on the left-hand side. I'm going to go to the right-hand side where there seems to be a little more mountains and a little more activity going on over there. And, well, we'll just see what we can find. You never know where that next nugget patch is hiding at. It's out there someplace, and I would love to find it. I'm going to be using the MineLab GPX 6000. I could use the Gold Monster, and I thought about using the Gold Monster, but there are some hot rocks out here, and I don't want to have to deal with the hot rocks. It's not an area where it should have been shot up by a lot of people, but you never know. I don't know what I'm going to get into when I start detecting. There's a lot of cuts that the old timers had done. There's a few prospects around, but you don't know what's under the ground. You know, these old timers, they never had metal detectors. They couldn't see what was under the ground. So a lot of times they would do scrapes to kind of see what was under the ground. But you never know what kind of gold is under the ground or in those hills, as they say. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be walking around and using the 6,000, and we'll see what we can find. I'll show you the targets that I find. And then later on, I think I'll go and fly the drone around and just to check out some of these hills far away that I don't want to walk to. Anyway, I want to thank you guys coming along and sharing on these adventures. If you like these videos, want to see more of them, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. And all my subscribers, thank you guys. So anyways, let's just go walk around these mountains. You know, one thing, get up here, all this way you drive, and then I realized I forgot my pick. And I forgot my scoop. All I can say is it's a good thing I carry a pick in the truck and a scoop. So I do have something to use, so I don't have to say, well, this was a wasted day. It's a beautiful day out here. It's gorgeous. It's probably only about 49 degrees. It's early January. So it's gorgeous up here. Nice, peaceful, quiet. I think I am the only one here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm going to turn the machine on. Okay, it's on. It shows my batteries. I'm one down off a battery, so got to watch that. I may have to put a new battery on. Okay, then I want to push that and let that do its thing there. Takes a few seconds. That's done. I'm not hunting in difficult ground. I'm just going to hunt in normal ground. If I get into a lot of mineralization, I'll have to change that. But for right now, I think I will hunt that. And I'm not going to use headphones. I think I'll just use the speaker. So let's just go see what we can find. How's that for my first target? Looks like an old screw. It's been in the ground for a long time. Yeah, second target. Looks like an old piece of tin. See a lot of quartz around here. A lot of quartz around here. There's a mine shaft up there on top of that hill. You see the tailings coming out. I did some working up there. See, it looks to me these are all pushes. This has all been cleared off for some reason. All the way up here. Whether they were looking for something or whether there was something else here. Something was going on. Why these pushes are all here like this for. Man, you gotta love the Arizona desert, huh? It's nice. The detector's starting to get a little unstable on me, so I put it up to about the 2 o'clock position, but then you got a threshold. So if you push and hold that down, it'll get rid of your threshold. Sounds a lot more quieter for me. Better to detect here like this. And of course, now here's your desert trumpet plants. They like to grow in mineralization. So that's a good sign for gold. Gold loves mineralization too. So I'm going to detect around here because these trumpet plants are all over this side of this hill right here. You look up the hills, you got a mountain here, it's coming down this way, you got another one coming down this way, and you're getting this little dinky runoff wash. Well, everything coming off the hill off both sides ends up right here. So if you hunt in these little washes, it gives you kind of an idea if there's anything really on any side of those hills right there. Just gives you a little better idea detecting. There's an old time clay marker right there. So generally what the old timers would do, they'd stack these up. So maybe he was working in this wash right here. And if you went on the other side over the hill, you would see another one not too far away. So this may only been like maybe an acre claim, not very deep, that he was working. And this is how he marked his claim right here. So these are always good areas to check out because those old timers, wherever they were digging at, they were finding color. They didn't do all this if they weren't finding any color. And not too far from that, right on the other side of the wash, you got a big old cleared area right there, which kind of tells me he may have been staying in a tent or something right there because for some reason that area has all been cleared off. So I'm gonna have to make it to the other side over there to investigate that area over there. Well, that stacked rocks right there, and I told you close by, not too far away, be another one. There's one right there. I'm making my way there, and then I'm going to walk back down to that flatter ground over there. But so this was his little claim. So I'm going to surmise he was working down in this wash, probably doing him a little bit of dry washing more than likely. A lot of times when you're out detecting, it'll start to get a little noisy on you. So you just have to reach down and hit that noise cancellation button. You may have to hit that several times throughout the day while you're detecting to get that thing to keep quieting down. There's a prospect up on the hill right there, dig. I'm heading towards that direction there. I still haven't crossed over to the other side yet. I still got to do that and make my way back down there. All right, I got an air show. Free as a bird up here just flying around. There's another clay marker right there too. Look at all these veins of quartz. They're all running up this hill, right up there to that little prospect where I'm heading to right there. So generally what will happen, these old timers will get in a wash and they'll start working it and they'll follow it up to its source. And wherever they think it come from, like this right here, this is what they call a prospect. So generally on a map, this will be just like one of those little X's on a topo map. And there's a marker right there. So from there to that marker right there, to back down there, to over to there, this is the whole area this guy was working, all these washes. And he thought maybe he found part of the load or whatever he was looking for up here. So he dug in through this. This was probably all quartz once upon a time. He took a lot of this out, whether he had it assayed or whatever. It didn't really go no place or play out, so more than likely he just abandoned it. But there's not a lot of rock. There's some rock here, but for what all he took out, so it's someplace. It's in his pocket someplace. There's my vehicle way down over there. One thing, when you walk away, you gotta walk back. You know, it's a wide open area out here. Wide open area. It's just, it is really, to me, you know, I guess you kind of got to live in Arizona, or at least you appreciate the desert. I love the desert. I just love the scenery. I love the dead brown stuff. I guess I'm not a city guy. I don't like cold. I like my warmth. But I enjoy being up here. I enjoy walking around these mountains and metal detecting and prospecting and showing you guys kind of, you know, where maybe how to find gold. And I don't always find gold, but you know, I just enjoy getting out here and doing videos and maybe showing you guys a few things. But you know, if you guys enjoy these videos, you know, I sure hope you guys are subscribed to the channel, and I'll just continue to produce the videos. But anyways, I'm still up here swinging this detector. One thing, you get in these washes and start detecting, you'll find trash. Eventually, everything on the hillsides makes its way down into the washes. Smaller washes first, into bigger washes, into bigger washes, into bigger washes. That's why it's always cool to detect up in saddles and smaller little washes or rivulets as it's coming off the hillside before they ever hit in these big washes. Well, I've come as far north on this claim as I can because I done found a claim marker. So this claim above me is claimed up, but below me it has not been claimed up. So that's why I'm out here investigating this claim that's not opened up, just to see if it was worth staking or not. But somebody else already has this claim. Now what I can do, got the information tag right here, so what I'll do is take a picture of that, and I can look that up on the internet later on and see exactly who that is and what they have, if it's even active or not anymore. Looking at this tag, though, there's a lot of information on there, so I do vaguely remember seeing that name of that claim. So that's an active claim. So I got to start heading back down now, back towards the truck. There's that other prospect I saw. It's right there. I'm just going to walk a little bit further down over this way and continue heading back down towards the truck. Again, here's just a little prospect. Doesn't go down deep. You can see the pieces of the quartz, like that's what they took off of this here. They took what was there, whether it had any gold in the beginning and they assayed and it wasn't any good, or they took what they had and then they didn't find no more, so they left and abandoned it. That you don't know. But you might as well detect around these just to see. So I stumbled upon something. I want to show you that right here. You see this pile of dirt? And then look right there. These are tailings. I got a signal in there, and all it was a piece of bullet fragment. But nobody's ever detected in this before. Now this will give you an indication as to what they were running, because the distance between here and there, that's the equipment they had. So this was their finer stuff, and this here was the larger stuff. Now, see, it does look like somebody has been in here detected before. And I thought I've seen evidence around where people have detected. But these are tailings from something all through here. So I'm going to assume that it was probably some type of large dry washer. And the reason I say that is because if they had water, it would be more like mud daubs and stuff like that. And since there's not a lot of water up here, these guys use dry washers. But this was a pretty big dry washer that they had set up right here. Now, whether it was a larger scale mining operation that was up here, and some of those shafts that we saw pulling this rock out and busting it and running it. But you look at it, it's probably at least a half-inch screen. There's a lot of copper in here too. Look at all this copper. Copper ore. There's a lot of copper ore in here. Quartz, you know, gold and copper can run together. But yeah, there's a lot of that in here. This is pretty stuff. Pretty stuff. But there's all types of this around here. See, now you get pretty stuff. You get where it's more into the quartz-like stuff. Becomes a little harder. Pretty stuff. Pretty stuff. Maybe they were looking for turquoise or copper or something, and they were screening this down for the good stuff. You never know. Never know what these guys were doing here. Got another signal right here. You can hear that. I've already scraped away the surface and it's still there. Let me dig that out. Dug down deeper. It's still there. Getting louder. Okay, as you can hear, it's out of the hole. It's right there. Let's see what it is. Just the smallest little piece of metal. Thought it was gold there for a moment, but it's just a little piece of metal. It really is important that you fill your holes back in. Don't leave holes all over out here in the desert. Don't leave holes out in the desert. Fill them back in. Now, you know, just because somebody has metal detect these before, these piles, don't get discouraged. Right there, there's a signal right there. You don't know what kind of detector they had. They could have just had a little bounty hunter or something, and you come along with these 6,000, 7,000s, you're going to punch down deeper. Or you may just get a little signal that they missed, so search them anyways. That was a lot of digging for, looks like may have been maybe an old square nail or a bolt maybe. It's pretty rusty. It's been there a long time. Whew. Now I gotta fill that back in. Well, just look at all these tailings. Tailings everywhere. Again, you see the two piles right there? They're closer together. But here's where they were getting it all from, is right here. It's not very deep. It's like a little walkway, or somebody came in and out to build them a little thing. But they were taking that all out there, that hard rock stuff, taking this all out. And then they were working it all up here on top. Now there's just this copper ore all over up here. Malachite, chrysocolla, azurite, it's all over up here. Copper ore. All from right there. I had to think, them old timers didn't even fill in their hole. But look at that, they shafted up. They did that, I guess, so that bank wouldn't collapse on them while they were going down in there. They took that as far as she went, and I guess it died right there. It wasn't very far. It played out on them. You know, generally those screaming targets are going to be trash or big-ass piece of gold, but you got to dig them anyways. You never know. You know, you could find a cool relic, like a pocket watch or a can full of gold. So, yeah, you got to dig it all. Oh, that's kind of cool, huh? Coke bottle, smaller one. I don't know if it's that old or not, though. It's full of stuff, probably full of bugs and stuff. What's that silver in there? Huh. What's in there? I better take this back, investigate it. Another one of these little digs, little prospects. It doesn't go down that far, but whatever was there, they hauled it away. You know, there's mine shafts all over up here. Little tailings and mine shafts. You go further to the north and there's bigger mining operations, and further to the west and a little further to the south there's bigger operations. But right in this area there's not a lot of huge operations, but they're right all around this area. And I think a lot of times what happened is these old timers they weren't out here for the exercise like we are. Well, we like to get gold too, but you know, this is mostly for recreation and fun. Those old timers, they had to make a living of this. This is how they're lived. So they may come out to some of these larger mining operations trying to get work or something, and they couldn't get hired on for whatever reason. And so they kind of ventured close by and try to find their own little gold strikes. And what little bit of gold they ever found, that's how they had to live, on their beans and biscuits and stuff like that. That was their staples. And it was a rough time for these old timers back in those days. But they were some tough mothers. That's all I got to say. They were tough. You know, if you're out driving around, you got a topo map with you, you come upon something like this here. This tells you your elevation, 1,950 feet. Above sea level, 102D, but right. Let's see, where would that be at? 1472. You will see this plus sign or X on the map, and it'll have this right here, 1472. There you'll know exactly where you are if you see this Geological Survey benchmark. So one thing this area needs testing on is a lot of dry washing, or getting samples out of some of these washes to determine if there's any gold in there. Didn't find nothing metal detecting, but there's a lot of sampling still to do before you make a determination if you want to file a claim here or not. So if I were to give you a tip of the week, it would be double check your supplies. Make sure you got water. Make sure your batteries are charged. Make sure you've got your pick, your scoop, stuff like that before you head out into no man's land. Just double check your supplies. Great advice. I wish somebody would have told me that a long time ago. Well, made it back to the truck. What a hike that was. Man, did I cover some ground today. I walked across there. I was clear up there on that point way up there and crossed down over to that point up there and then came back down. Covered a lot of ground, but didn't find any gold. You don't always find gold. There's many more times I go out and I don't find gold, but the exploring and checking things out and finding new stuff and the scenery, to me, that is gold in itself. It may not be as valuable as gold, but right here and right here, that's gold. I know you probably like to see gold, and I know more and more channels, you know, every time they go out, funny, they always find gold. Guess I could start planting some gold so you guys would be happy. But you know what? That's not reality. The reality is, truthfully, there'll be more times you go out that you don't find gold than you do. But at least you get an idea of where not to dig again. That's the main thing. You get an idea where not to dig again. But anyways, so I'm back here at the truck, and so I'm going to start putting things away. My battery is about dead on the metal detector. I started off with down a little bit, made it around, and now it's down to 1 bar and probably dying soon. So I made it back just in time. But anyways, I found some cool stuff and got to get out there and explore. And to me, that's what's important. So I appreciate you guys coming along and sharing on these adventures. So hey, until our paths cross again, you guys all take care of yourselves, and thanks for watching.
Living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see, you can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got a joint hanging out, and the kids are knee deep in the sand by the creek. Yeah, we're chasing the dog, let's put another log on the fire. There's times like these that make it all worth the while to me. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever. And there ain't no other place that I'd rather be. When the night comes down, we're all sitting around, playing guitars under the stars, singing about the nugget I've been dreaming about. And I say even the picture of it weighed 5 pounds, and it's right under the next rock, I do believe. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever.